Climate change is impacting our world as we speak. More severe weather has already started occurring, and the sea levels are rising. With most of the world's population centered around low-lying coastal areas, any rise in the sea level could be catastrophic and cause a massive exodus inland. Climate change is a scientific fact. When discussing climate change, the best source to go to is someone who studies climate change for a living. Politicians and people on the news discuss climate change like it is a debate, but when you get down to the science, it is evident. Most climatologists conclude that the climate is changing. Climate change is currently occurring. Climate change is a scientific fact, and as it begins to affect us more and more, problems will begin to occur. The problems that we will face will be on a scale that our civilization has never witnessed. First, global temperatures are rising rapidly. The global average temperature, according to the EPA, increased by more than 1.4 degrees Fahrenheit over the last century. In fact, according to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, the decade from 2000 to 2010 was the warmest on record, and 2010 was tied with 2005 as the warmest year on record. Rising global temperatures have also been accompanied by other changes in weather and climate. Also, according to the EPA, many places have experienced changes in rainfall, resulting in more intense rain, as well as more frequent and severe heat waves. The planet's oceans and glaciers have also experienced changes. Oceans are warming and have also experienced and becoming more acidic. Ice caps are melting and sea levels are rising. All these changes are evidence that our world is getting warmer. My first main point proves that global temperatures are rapidly rising. As temperatures continue to rise, more and more problems will occur across the world. The heating of the Earth and the melting of the ice caps, many of the world's population are in extreme jeopardy of losing their homes. Second, sea level are beginning to rise. According to NASA, the global sea level rose about 17 centimeters, or 6.7 inches, in the last century. The rate in the last decade, however, is nearly double that of the last century. Also, according to NASA, sea level rise is caused primarily by two factors related to global warming: the added water coming from the melting of land ice, and the expansion of seawater as it warms. As the global temperatures continue to rise, ice caps and sea ice begin to melt. The heated water also expands, causing the sea level to rise. Many coastal areas are in serious jeopardy with the rising of the sea. If sea levels continue to rise, the world will see the largest human exodus as people move inland to get away from the rising water. In review of my second main point, sea levels are beginning to rise. Climate change affects a lot more than just melting ice. As the Earth warms, more and more significant weather will occur more frequently. Third, more severe weather is occurring. According to the National Wildlife Foundation, global warming is making hot days hotter, rainfall and flooding heavier, hurricanes stronger, and droughts more severe. This intensification of weather and climate extremes will be the most visible impact of global warming in our everyday lives. It is also causing dangerous changes to the landscape of our world, adding stress to wildlife species and their habitat. Also, according to the National Wildlife Foundation, the latest science connecting hurricanes and global warming suggests more is yet to come. Tropical storms are likely to bring higher wind speeds, more precipitation, and bigger storm surge in the coming decades. Global warming is bringing more frequent and severe heat waves, and the result will be serious for vulnerable populations, said Dr. Amanda Stout, a National Wildlife Federation climate scientist. That means air pollution in urban areas could get worse, bringing increased risks of heart attack, stroke, and asthma attacks. Children, the elderly, and the poor are especially vulnerable to these effects. Finally, my third main point established that as global temperatures rise, an increase in the severity of severe weather is occurring. As global temperatures continue to rise, there will be a serious increase of sea level rise and severe weather occurrences. Climate change is currently occurring. Climate change is a scientific fact. We need to start preparing now for the extent of damage that climate change will have on our planet. It may be too late to slow down by cutting back on CO2 emissions, but the best thing to do is to get informed on how to prepare for catastrophic weather events and sea level rise. Climate change is currently occurring.